Hello everyone. Just before I get started, if you have any ideas for what games you want me to play next, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm going to talk more about that in the future. I just wanted to use that to start this off. Anyway, yeah, if you guys don't know what this video is, every year, which for the anniversary of my channel, I just make a video kind of talk about what I did in the past year, since I started doing YouTube on January 1st. So that's like, oh, cool, you know? This is kind of awkward. I had everything prepared in my head, but when I clicked play, I was like, oh, what do I say next? Yeah, so like last year I did one. I just kind of talked about the games I played that year, went through them in order, and I was like, oh yeah, I like that one, didn't like that one, maybe. And I think at the end I talked about what games I'll play next, and I just kind of like to do that. It's fun. So yeah, I'll talk about what I'm gonna do going forward at the end of this. So, like, I started 2018 with 3 games. It's The Letter, which I finished that. Like, I started it, like, what, July 2017? And I finished it around the same time in 2018. And even if that game wasn't always good, I still liked it. And I actually recommend it. Well, if the summary looks interesting to you, and you're not going in, well, okay, it's hard to recommend, but I both recommend it, don't recommend it. That one's hard. And there's Danganronpa V3, which that ending is still like when I first finished Danganronpa V3, I was like, oh my god, this is the worst ending ever. But now I'm like, the ending was just, like, I don't think it was bad, just a mix between the idea and the execution of it just went wrong in my eyes. Like, if you haven't played it, I actually recommend it. That's one I can recommend. You know what you're getting when you go into it. It's Danganronpa. And if you haven't played the Danganronpa series, you should probably check it out. It's not the greatest series, but it's worth, at least, I'd say, playing the first game. Well, really, I think the second game is better than the first game in almost every regard, but still. So yeah, V3 was, aside from the ending, I loved it. It was definitely my favorite of the games if you don't count the final case. Because if you take that out, it's pretty strong, I'd say. And then Lucid 9, which I finished like the prologue, part 1, whatever it's called, of it. And I enjoyed it. It kind of dilly-dallied a bit too long, like most visual novels tend to do, but by the end of it, I liked it. And I'm eagerly optimistic for part 2 or whatever they call it. From time to time I check their Twitter and it's still progressing. Slowly but surely, I guess. And I think it was supposed to get a voice acting patch like when I was reading it, but I don't think it's gotten one yet. Don't quote me on that. Like, the entire project, everyone's doing it for free. So that probably complicates things a bit. But which, it's interesting that they do that. Like, just making an entire visual novel for free. Nobody's getting paid for any of it. That's cool, but also I wouldn't be surprised if it never gets finished. Because, like, that's a bit, like, right? Part 2 is supposed to be, like, it has, like, 5 routes. And I imagine each one's longer than part 1 was, so wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, then sometime after that, which was before I finished The Letter, was Yume Nikki, which, that game was, it was something. I also played the Yume Nikki like sequel. I think it was Yume Nikki Dream Diary. It was okay. I didn't think too much of it. Kind of seemed like a cash grab, but I heard they actually updated it. Although I don't really plan to go back to it, but it's good that they at least updated it, I think. Yeah, around that time, that's when I started getting more into, like, games instead of, like, visual novels. Started playing Fire Emblem The Binding Blade. I played through about half of it, and I'm actually considering going back to it. Like, it's definitely possible. The new Smash Brothers game made me want to go back to it. Because I played Roy in that one, and that's the game Roy's from. And, like, it was fun. I just stopped it because I don't think it was doing too well view-wise, but still, like, I was enjoying it, so I might go back. Maybe. And then the best part of the year started. I think it was in April, maybe May. uploaded my first the House and Fata Morgana video, which I had actually recorded the very first one the year before, back in like September, I think. But I absolutely love Fata Morgana. It did brilliant view-wise. Like, each one got up in like the 10 to 20 views, which probably sounds a bit pathetic, but for me, that's like, oh my god, I'm popular. And I think I did a great job with that series. Like, just talking about it, thinking about it, and I don't remember there being any big audio issues or anything like that. Like, the biggest complaint you could have about the quality of it is that I stretched the 4:3 screen to 16:9, is it? But I'll do that till the end of time. You can never stop me. Yeah, if you haven't watched that, that's like the one time I'll recommend you go watch one of my series. I cannot talk bad about that. I think I did a great job with it. I'm proud of myself. Good job, Horsey. You did good. And around that time, I also played 2 games. Well, one big game and one visual novel. That I was kind of. Well, I guess I felt differently about them, so I have to, take them apart. Bayonetta, which I didn't finish. I played like first 6 hours of it, and I liked it. Same thing with Fire Emblem. Didn't do too good view-wise. I'm also just not that great with the gameplay games. Like, I'm more of a visual novel guy. Like, I can't tell anecdotes for 20 minutes per video. I'm not that interesting, I'm sorry. Or rather, I'm not that good at talking, I'm sorry. Just give me a script to read, and I'll interject occasionally and say something funny. Yeah, besides that, going on at the same time as Fata Morgana, I believe, was Highway Blossoms. I went into that one optimistically, but by the end of it, I can't recommend it. Like, it wasn't awful. It's just, at best, average. I was gonna say mediocre, but average. Like, it was. Well, no, average. Yeah, mediocre is a better word, because like I think the average visual novel I read is pretty good, but Highway Blossoms was just kind of, by the latter half of it, just made me want to not read it. But by then I was so far in, I was like, okay, there's like 2 more episodes to go, but there's actually like 10 more episodes to go. Well, more like 7 or so, but still. Yeah, then I got to Fate Grand Order, which I'm still, kind of still recording nowadays. Because, yeah, I just started doing Babylonia this month. And I finished it. I'm working on Solomon right now. Humanity kind of got incinerated. Whoops, because I haven't finished it yet. The plot of Fate Grand Order is to stop humanity from dying before the very end of 2018. So, I kind of lost. Luckily, there's no, like, time limit, actually. But, anyway. Yeah, Camelot was really fun. I have on here, parentheses, and hopefully Babylonia. I made this notepad, a month ago, I guess? No, I started Babylonia a couple weeks ago, so probably right around then. And that series is fun. It didn't do too well view-wise, but I still enjoyed myself. There weren't any major issues with it, so I think that's a good series. One thing I could have fixed was the thumbnail for it. I just kind of used a generic title screen for it. And I think if I did that, it would have done better view-wise. Then after that, I have the letter demo. The stupid little thing I went back and did. It was like 3 years ago. I got like 4 years ago. I got a message on YouTube. Like, how long is this my 5th year going now? Something like that. I've been going a long time. And don't go look at my sub count. It's like, there's some YouTubers who've been doing it for 5 years. Got 1 billion views. I'm proud of my 262, I think now. But still, like, 5 years, it's kind of a little. Like, I have like over 1,000 videos, so that's a bit embarrassing. I don't know, just because like half of them nobody ever watched, which is also a little sad. But after the letter demo, which was by far the best content I produced this year. Oh, and no, I didn't talk about that. I got an email from the team that did the letter like 4 years ago saying, hey, check out this demo for our game. And after I finished the letter, I found it. I was like, oh, huh. Maybe I should check that out. And, okay, anyway, after that, finally, after over a year, like, I bring it up in my 2017 video. I went back and watched that like a month or 2 ago. Two Idiots Read Umineko got episode 2 uploaded. And I love that series. It's a Fata Morgana and Two Idiots Read Umineko are the highlights of my channel to me. They're the epitome of greatness. And there were some issues with it. We lost the last couple videos of it. Like, we lost episode, the first half of 18, and we lost 21 and 22, I think? Something like that, which is a bummer. But we're gonna do episode 3. We've recorded one episode of it, one video of it. And that was like 2 or 3 months ago. I really hope we continue. Like, I'm free pretty much any time. It's just getting him to record is literally impossible. So write angry comments directed at him. Like, what if I leaked his phone number and you guys texted him? Yeah, that'd get him. No, that'd just be irresponsible of me. I won't do that. Yeah, so anyway, I think it was around the time it started. I started getting to the House of Fata Morgana Requiem for Innocence, which, like Fata Morgana, I absolutely loved. I liked it a bit less than the original, just because it had a pretty slow start. But I'm not one to complain about slow starts. Like, it was justified. Just, you know, when I record videos, they get to me. And I also recommend you go check that out. Only after you read Fata Morgana, or watch my series, I guess, first, because it's a well, it's not a sequel, but you're intended to know about the original first. Don't go look up what Requiem for Innocence is. That's a spoiler. And then finally, well, aside from Fate Grand Order Babylonia, which it's uploading right now, I'm like halfway through it, and it's had some pretty noticeable quality issues. But aside from that, Final Fantasy X, which I started it like back in October, I think, and I've kind of put it on the wayside so I could upload my other stuff, but it's still chugging along. I'm like 1/3 to a half of the way through the game, somewhere around there. At least it feels like it, and I'm enjoying it. It's like I said, gameplay videos aren't really my strong suit, but it's fun. Yeah, there's 2 series that I started earlier this year that I never uploaded, and I didn't get very far in, that I'm planning to come back to. One's Sepia Tears. It's like I think it's a Western visual novel. It was made in like 2013. I started it, and it was kind of like, I wasn't enjoying it that much, but I didn't think it was bad enough to drop either. And I'm optimistic about it still. It made an Umineko reference, so I can't hate it. The second is Nier Automata, which I was actually really enjoying, and I don't remember why I stopped recording it. I'm trying to remember. Like, hold on. Yeah. Nier 1. When did I record that? That was June. What was I doing in June? I probably just finished Fata Morgana back then. Like the original Fata Morgana. Maybe Fate Grand Order? Was that when Camelot came out? Maybe. You guys go back and see what I was doing in June. Dude, just dig up. Look at my save data and all the games I play. Yeah, so that's everything I did this year, and I think this is probably my best year yet. Well, that's kind of expected. Like, my audio quality goes up over time when I get a new mic, which I haven't in like 2 years, but this one's serving its job. And, you know, I get better about audio issues and stuff. And I started editing. I have Sony Vegas. I did that for Umineko. And, you know, it's just, I think I did a good job this year. Anyway, I'm going to talk about what games I'm planning on playing next. If you like one of the games I list and you want me to play it, or there's one not on the list, and, well, citation needed, it has to have a strong story. If it isn't story focused, I probably won't play it. Like, because like I said, gameplay games are a bit much for me. Although I have a couple on here that are like that. So, this is, like, I have right here, current Fate Grand Order and Final Fantasy X. I just made this notepad document a while ago, just to keep track of stuff. So the games I'm planning on playing next, like, in the immediate future, like the next month or two, are Nier Automata, like I said, Sepia Tears. Then Fire Emblem, the Binding Blade. I'm still not sure if I'm going to go back to that, maybe. And Higanbana, which is a visual novel by Yukishi07. And I started it, like, back in 2016. I recorded 6 videos, I think. Like the first arc and a bit of the second arc. So I want to come back to it. I want to read Higamana and Ryosugun Days, which is on the list a little lower. But what I'll probably do, I'll upload the first part, the first arc of me reading it, and just re-record what I did of arc 2. Because I remember arc 1. Like, I don't remember what I read of arc 2. Fair enough, but also, you know, I don't want to reread all of it, because it took me like, what, 2 or 3 hours to finish arc 1? Somewhere around there? And, yeah, you know, like, the footage I have isn't bad. It's the same mic I have now, so it's just a younger me. Yeah, so anyway, I have visual novels on here. I have Ryosugun Days, like I said, it's by Yukishio 7. I read like an hour of it off camera. But that was like 2 years ago as well. And I don't remember why I never picked it back up. I think after that I was like, hey, I should record this. And then I have Subehibi followed by 3 question marks. Because I know Subehibi has a lot of H scenes, which makes it kind of awkward, but you can't read it without the H scenes. So that's editing or not reading what's supposedly a kamige. I don't know. I like to read it. And I like to read it even more on camera. I bought it like a year and a half ago. I was planning on reading it right after I finished DC Ray, but I still haven't gotten around to that. I read the first 3 routes of DC Ray, but I stopped on the Rayon route, I think her name is. The Ilya route. And I put that down to read Little Busters, which I just finished the final round of like 2 months ago. But I still want to go back going 100% it, just because I'm like that with visual novels. So I'll finish DCJ soon, I promise. Anyway, I have Tokyo Babel on there, which I also plan to read. I think I mentioned this in my 2017 video. I just never got around to it. And Saya no Uta, which I got recommended to read like 3 years ago. So you could tell that I don't plan to play any of the games you guys recommend. Oh yeah, by the way, this background is from Everlasting Summer, same with the music, if you're interested. I just go here for some reason. This is like my go-to game to just talk over. So now, I've thought about doing a reread of it, because I read it like my first year of YouTube back in 2014, I believe. So my read-through of it isn't great. Oh, I didn't 100% it. And I wonder if it holds up, because I get reverse nostalgia for things. Like, if there's something I liked, a couple years go by, I'm like, that thing probably sucked. So, well, it might be a better thing to have than regular nostalgia. That's arguable. Also, I'm spoiling the game for everyone here, aren't I? Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. Whoops. And yeah. Do I recommend Everlasting Summer? I mean, it's free. You should check it out if you're interested. It's a Russian-made visual novel. You can tell because it takes place in Russia. And anyway, those are the visual novels I have on my list. Especially if you have a visual novel you want me to play. Leave a comment below. There's a lot of visual novels I've read that I did off camera. Like, anything by Key, I've probably read, except for Air. And I think only Air, right? I haven't read Planetarian, but Key has some strict rules against like doing YouTube stuff, so nothing by Key. I read Grisaya. Oh yeah, I always meant to come back to Eden of Grisaya, which I absolutely didn't really like when I did it, like a read through of it. I only read like 20% of it. Maybe I'll come back to it, maybe. Anyway, the game's on here. Basically anything on here is just like, oh, maybe I should play that. Earthbound, which is a game I'd like to play. I have like 10 Final Fantasies on here. There's X2, which is the sequel to the one I'm currently playing. 7, which is the popular one. I know like 2 things about it. A party member, something happens to them, and the main character's identity. Like his secret identity. There's 12, which I know there's bunny girls in it, so it's good. There's Tactics, which is, I think it's like Fire Emblem, right? And I've heard it's really good. 6, 4, and 5. 6 and 4 I've heard are really good, and 5, Yukishio 7 named his user, like, Yukishio 7 after 5, so it has to be good. Yeah, if you want me to play any of those, leave a comment. Shadow of the Colossus, I've heard that's, like, a masterpiece. Like, I never played it, didn't even hear about it until a couple years ago. I don't think it's story heavy, but I'd give it a try. The Witcher. Now, I have all 3 of the Witcher games on Steam. I played an hour of the first one, and that's it. I've thought about going back to it, but I think a Let's Play of it could be fun. Or not. Okami, which is Bayonetta, basically. So, I should put Bayonetta there before Okami. Really, Fate Extella. I've started a Let's Play of it. I lost the footage when I lost my, the previous mentioned Umineko videos that I lost. So, like, that's like my 3rd time playing through the beginning of the game, too. I'm willing to do it. I like doing Nasuke stuff. So, maybe in the future. Persona 2, that's been on my list for like 2 years now. And I like to do it. I mean, I played 3, 4, and 5. I haven't played 1 or 2. I've heard 2 is really good. I've heard 1 is okay. And I'd be willing to try it. And finally, Chrono Trigger, which I've heard is like really, 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 really good. But I've never played it. I have it on Steam. I didn't install it until a little while ago. But I ran out of hard drive space, so I deleted it. And I think I'll play that one in the near future, really. So yeah, that's 2018, and that's at least a couple games on this list will be in 2019. I don't really know. Like, we'll have to see. Oh, like for example, Love, Money, and Rock and Roll. Is that what it's called? It's supposed to come out this year. It's made by the same group that made Everlasting Summer. I think it's almost an entirely different team. So I don't know how it's going to turn out. It was supposed to be released in like 2015, I think. So it's a bit delayed. Just a little. But I'm willing to try it. And what other games are coming out? Kikonio When They Cry. I hope I'm saying that right. That's When They Cry 5. If we're lucky, it'll be translated before the end of 2019. It's supposed to be coming out in August, I believe. I believe that's when the next comic hit will be. But I think they're usually in August and December. Don't quote me on that. So with a couple months, maybe Witch Hunt will get around to finishing it. Who knows? Who knows? And then you can do that. Maybe 2 Idiots Read Umineko episode 3, if we're lucky. 1 a year. We'll finish in, well, like 2024? Something like that. Anyways, guys, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and yeah, thank you all for watching for all of this year, and thanks for sticking around for the next year, if you do, unless you unsubscribe after watching this video, for me being pretentious and assuming you're gonna, presumptuous is a better word, and assuming you're gonna stick around for another year. That'd just be, whew, that'd be tough. Anyways, starting to ramble, so I'm gonna call the video there. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you. Wait, first off, Muramasa still isn't out. If he's still not out in 2019, I will flip. For reference, in the last one, I mentioned how I wanted a servant in Fate Grand Order. I was like, oh, yeah, he's probably going to come out soon, or something like that. And he's still not out. So, if he's not out in 2019, we have an ongoing joke. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.